either reverse the damage of their kidney cells, the glomerular cells. Good morning, all ye nature lovers and all ye human lovers. Thanks for joining me again. I want to talk about some sciencey stuff today. I hope I don't bore you, but on ScienceDaily.com, which I kind of really like them because science is something I can relate to when I'm not ranting about being a hyper feminist. But there's this purple corn, and it grows in Peru and Chile, which is ironically where I want to, where I fantasize about escaping to sometimes, Argentina or Peru or Chile or Venezuela or something like that. Anyways, this purple corn has something in it called purple corn anthocyanins. And I would call it an antioxidant. I'm not sure if that's what it's been classified as yet because it's just being studied. And this corn, this wonderful native indigenous corn, not the blue, it's a relative of the blue corn, but it's purple, has the ability to block inflammation in kidney cells, and it stops these reactions that cause the clumping together of these glomerular cells, leading to diabetic nephropathy and diabetic renal disease. Okay, so people who have diabetes, they don't just have problems with their blood sugar, their kidneys start to go bad too because of the inflammation. Now, if you ask me, inflammation is caused by sugar, overdose of sugar in your blood, and I don't have a particular study to back that up right now in my brain, but I'm sure you can look and find a lot. Sugar, I know, feeds cancer cells. Sugar is going to change the reactions in your body and put you in a different way of metabolism than if you were trying to make your own sugar or whatever. So I personally believe that sugar leads to inflammation. But the cool thing about this purple corn is even when your blood sugar is high, it still prevents damage of the kidneys. This thing is just a gift, okay? It's a gift. And I don't think it could be any more perfect than that. Now, I don't know how you're supposed to cook it to get it to do that or whatever, because they were studying this on mice, okay? So I do think that that is significant for humans, but it is being studied with mice, not humans. Now, this is why I don't like GMOs, okay? Monsanto and whoever else is messing around with corn right now. They've got the BT corn that produces the Bacillus thuringiensis toxin in and of itself so that when bugs eat it, they die. BT is a pesticide that is actually approved for organic use, but you can wash it off when it's powdered on. You know what I'm saying? You can't wash it off when it's a gene that's built in to create it, and then that gene might cross over onto your gene, and then you might start creating BT in your own gut. Then you're going to have some serious gut problems and bacterial imbalances. You're going to lose all your good bacteria if that happens, you know? Oh, if you don't want me to get arrested for saying this or sued by Monsanto, please go to my video, The Health Freedom Act Needs Your Help, and email your congressman. Anyway, so yeah, I don't like GMOs. And another problem with GMOs, besides them crossing over into us, is that they infiltrate other plants. Okay, so now maize in Mexico has already been contaminated. They're trying to get a lockdown on it, but the GMO corn is out, okay? And there's a new one now, of course, that I said something about the other day, the 2,4-D corn. And soy and cotton are on their way with that too. It's probably going to get rushed through like GMOs always do. For whatever reason, the system just is not set up to be fairly balanced on the view of GMOs. It is set up in the favor of GMOs. When the FDA approves stuff, it's just, that's how it is. Because of the background of the people that work at the FDA, they're pro-genetic engineering. They come from a generation when genetic engineering was supposed to solve world hunger. And that's a very noble thought, but it's not solving world hunger. It's causing farmers to kill themselves. It's causing cow and sheep to just die in the field. It's causing mice to grow hair in their mouths. It's contaminating other plants and passing on the Terminator gene that was so profitably, coincidentally inserted. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sorry, but that dream died, okay? Just like my husband's dream of going to medical school ain't happening. Move on. Okay, GMO people, it's not working. What if corn, like this purple corn that can help people with diabetes, gets contaminated. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like that movie, I think, with Sean Connery way back in the day, and he goes in the rainforest, you know, and he's trying to find the cure for cancer. I love that movie. I think it's called Medicine Man. I love it. And he finds this, and one night he gets really drunk off the natives' like spit-made alcohol, and he doesn't remember, and he did a sloppy lab work, but somehow it had this secret peak that cured cancer, and he couldn't figure it out until the end of the movie. They were already burning down the rainforest, and then finally he realized it was these ants that had contaminated it, and they were the cure for cancer, and then it got burnt down. That's what I feel like GMOs are doing. They're burning down the future cure for cancer. They're ruining the healing of kidney tissue for diabetics. Now, these scientists are saying it may be able to treat glomerulosclerosis. I know what that means, but it's hard to say. Which is the hardening of the glomerular cells in the kidney. Basically, it gets all calcified, you know, because it just like dies, because it's constantly inflamed, and then they start clumping together, and then they start dying, and it's just bad. And they say it could treat it. I think it definitely can prevent it. I think treating it might be a little bit of a reach, but preventing further kidney damage is important too. And I think the healing part has to come from the micronutrients. So scientists like forget that. They get this tunnel vision, and they're like, that's it, purple corn is the cure. But it's not a cure in and of itself. Everything that we eat and every choice that we make and every thought that we have can help to heal us. That's why I will never claim that I've healed anyone, because I believe that people and the Creator and what circumstances they're surrounded in, that is what's going to determine whether or not they heal. Not, you know, one purple corn. That purple corn in a vacuum with people with diabetes is not going to cure them. They need other nutrients too, but they might need that purple corn to either reverse the damage of their kidney cells, the glomerular cells, because it's so anti-inflammatory, or whatever it may do. Excuse me, this smoothie is really good today. In my last video, I said that I had a smoothie that I drank, and I drink it to hope that my skeleton won't glow under x-ray. This is what I'm putting in there. Longevity. Okay, I'm not going to like spiel on longevity all the time, but they do have some really good products. OsteoFX Plus, it's like your bone supporting kind of thing. And it has calcium. It has vitamin D3, not like too much though. Phosphorus, magnesium, zinc, copper, boron, MSM, glucosamine, and strontium, the trace mineral strontium. Okay. Boron, I've been doing research, and when you have a lot of boron in the soil of your area, like if you actually eat food out of that, like some cultures do, the cultures that have been studied for boron, which is what I'm about to say, they don't have arthritis. These cultures like have a lot of boron in their soil and no arthritis. And arthritis is when like calcification, kind of like your kidneys, it like gunks up around your joints. I'm talking about osteoarthritis, not rheumatoid arthritis. Rheumatoid is like this autoimmune disease, and it's where your joints are, your body's attacking itself. But osteoarthritis is when your bones are basically in this state of the calcium is like leaching out and then depositing on the joints. I have a mosquito bite. I hope Bill Gates did not send that mosquito to bite me. Boron somehow goes in when fluoride gets all up in your bones, like I was talking about in the skeleton glowing video, and it does like the opposite of what fluoride does in your bones, so that makes me think it might kick the fluoride out. I hope I don't get arrested for saying that. Do I look creepy with like the shadows on my face? So I like this. I don't have as bad arthritis either, and I only just put a little bit in my smoothie. It's vanilla flavored. So there you go. This is some irony that I just found recently. This is a pine cone from my backyard. I am allergic to pine pollen, or at least when I was a kid I tested off the charts allergic to pine pollen. And I've spent my life avoiding pine cones and pine straw and pine pollen, and I don't mow lawns because I will become physically ill, because my inflammatory response is in overdrive. So those allergies, you know, if I could balance my inflammatory response, then I would have less allergies and I would have a better immune system at actual germs. That's what I think is wrong with my immune system. It leans toward the inflammation of the wrong things, like outside stuff, nature. And I think it's because I took so many antibiotics as a kid. I was exposed to a lot of pesticides as a kid. And my father, before he impregnated my mother, was exposed to Agent Orange. And I'm just not a great, perfect example of a perfect immune system. And I just recently heard about pine cone extract, and it's so crazy and ironic that deep inside these pine cones actually balances your inflammatory immune response. It's Th1/Th2, which is like thyroxine or something. So it was like ironic that that's the perfect thing that I should probably take, and it's a pine cone, and I'm allergic to pine. And I don't think I would be allergic to the extract. I'm allergic to the pollen. Plants have a balance like that. The pollen of a plant could react with you or as food very differently than the inside of a plant. There's another plant that grows in the woods, and I forget where, but I saw it on Dual Survival. The bark makes your skin like itchy and inflamed, but if you rip the bark away, underneath, it has a painkiller. So plants are like that. So the fact that I'm allergic to the pine cone should have given me a clue right then and there that I should have probably consumed some part of that pine cone. These are just theories, okay? Don't take my medical advice. Make your own health choices. I just want to educate you so you can make better choices. So here's where I come back with the GMOs. This pine cone, this wonderful pine cone, is trying to tell me something. It's trying to tell me that my immune system needs balancing, and maybe I should look to the pine cone. That corn, it's helping inflammation of the kidneys. Like, do you know how much of a pain it is to go in for dialysis? I've seen some young, handsome, hardworking men that have had kidney transplants because of whatever reason their kidneys were damaged. What if it helps people that have other kidney problems? And Monsanto wants to own all the seeds and make all these GMOs, and they don't give a 2 cents about PCAs and purple corn. So please vote with your dollars and don't buy GMOs, especially the corn. The corn just really irritates me. I'm mildly allergic to corn, and I blame GMOs. And you and I, we have the ability to sway the companies to make stuff that we want. They only care about money. So let's just spend our money, spend a little bit more, on things that are important, that we want to keep that choice. And then maybe those choices will open up more.